Okay, so let's talk about decentering men. It's the new catchphrase that's out right now. What exactly is it? It is something that I have been practicing now for probably the last 15 years, where basically, just like what it says, men are no longer the center of your life. I know as a self-confessing independent woman, I've written a book about it. My book is Be a Pussy, The Independent Woman's Guide to Dating in the 21st century, and pretty much what that means for us as we are navigating these dating streets as independent women. A lot of times, women, we typically stray away from that independent. Oh no, we don't want to be independent from men. No, 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 no. We absolutely want to be independent of men for this fact. Even if with the man that you may love and in love with and wants to be with, guess what? Shit happens. That man may leave your life. If that man is the center of your life and keeping everything going, what is going to happen if something happens to him? He could die. He could lose his job. He could leave you. What is going to happen? So, this thought of keeping men as the center of our lives, it has to it has to change. For one thing, times are changing. We've had all of these relationship paradigm shifts that has happened. I would like to say since the 1960s during the sexual revolution, and even prior to that, when women entered the workforce during the Great Wars of the last century. So it began this snowball effect of what has happened with women and gaining our independence from men to, in fact, gaining the legal laws of independence with men. Because at one time we were legally bound to men to where we could not do anything. And so it is a good thing that women have their independence. I think oftentimes men want to be the center of our lives because, again, when somebody is the center of your life, you pour everything into them. They become your all and all of this. But what ends up happening and what has been happening with the relationship dynamics is that anytime you get so much of a good thing, it's a human condition. We naturally stop appreciating it. It is a natural progression to not appreciate those things that you have in abundance because it's just something that is normal, something that you take for granted. And so this whole concept of decentering men or having men as your center, that is something that we as women really have to grab a hold of and understand. And also men as well as they're relating to us. Women are stepping back from doing so much for men because of what has happened in the arena of relationships, romantic relationships, and actually what we're seeing now. It's a lot of just taken for granted, woman hopping and all this. Women too. Women are man hopping and this and that. But we have to find out what works for us. I mean, not everything is going to be cookie cutter. Not everybody's lifestyle is going to be exactly the same, but I am of the opinion, and it has been something that I have been practicing for a while, and that, I mean, some of you have even seen it. I mean, when a relationship is not serving me anymore, as far as it is a mutual give and receive, and things are going left, Miriam got to go right real quick because of my sanity, because of my integrity, because of my peace that I maintain within myself. I don't really look for anyone else to bring me peace because I already have my own peace. You either gonna add to it or you can try to take away from it, and I don't allow anyone to do that. So this notion of decentering men, a lot of women are catching on to it now. I started penning my book well over 10 years ago, Be a Pussy. It definitely talks about the concept of, it doesn't really even call it decentering. I guess now we have a term for it, which is wonderful. Sometimes, we can be a little bit ahead of our time, but now we have a word for it, or at least maybe we're revisiting this concept of decentering men and what it means. And my last thoughts would be to men. Men, you absolutely want a woman who can decenter you, because you want that woman to be operating in her full strength as well as a woman. Of course, she's going to be feminine. I'm a big proponent of maintaining femininity as well as strength at the same time. Oftentimes, men just kind of want a girly girl woman and different things, and that's all fine and good. But there's a time and place for that. I mean, women are out here in these working streets in the marketplace. Sometimes we can't be that girly girl. Sometimes we have to be that bulldog to kind of get things done, or to make sure that this world that we are navigating in is not taking us for granted. And then my thoughts to women is that we have to know how to turn that off when we are interacting with our men. But it has to be a mutual understanding and acceptance, that we should not be centering anyone to where we have to survive on them, upon them, and that we cannot stand on our own 2 feet. So that's my little 2 cents about the concept of decentering. I hope it helped someone to figure this thing out, because it's crazy out here in these dating streets. Peace.